Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We will start the Personnel Committee at 4:30 p.m. The first item we have on the agenda is 2023-328, and we have Mr. Nelson to present.
Yeah, so this is our annual submission of the holidays for next year, following the federal holidays and those previously approved by council by codified ordinance. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. Do we have any questions for Mr. Nelson?
Have we always done employee's birthday as approved?
Yes.
I don't know, I've just never noticed that before.
It adds 8 hours to their vacation bank to take whenever, yeah.
I'll move for approval, Madam Chair.
All right, fantastic. I have a motion from Councilman Schmidt. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, passes. And we will close the Personnel Committee at 4:31.
Planning and Economic Development will open at 4:31, 2023 to 329. A resolution authorizing the executive to execute a grant agreement with the Summit County Land Bank, Land Reutilization Corporation, Land Bank, for a grant in the amount of $103,500 to enable the Land Bank to retain Hassenstraub Architects for design work of a 54,000 square foot build-out of 1040 East Talmadge Avenue, located in the city of Akron, in Council District 2 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services physical plans and declaring an emergency.
Good afternoon, Joe Eckenrode, Physical Plants. This is for a contract for a DD phase for possibly moving a tenant in at 1040 East Talmadge, where the land bank runs that side of the building. This is going to help us provide a more fixed cost on seeing if it's going to work out to move that tenant in there. It's approximately 54,000 square feet, and with this design work, we'll be able to tell if this project would be able to be a go or not. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Go ahead, Gloria.
So we're doing the study to see if it's feasible to move in the tenant?
That's correct. The Board of Elections, it would be moving in there possibly. We really want to focus on early voting for the primary next year, 2024, and that's the main focus. And then possibly in the future moving the whole operation there.
So this is not a permanent move at this time?
Brian, do you want to?
Yeah, let me add a little background on this. So for certain, early voting and the Board of Election needs additional storage space for their new voting equipment, which is larger than the previous equipment. We have also had discussions with them about ballot printing equipment, which is large and expensive. I think it became apparent to all of us after 2020 that the current early voting center was not going to work with the high turnouts we're starting to see with early voting. So as we began these discussions with the Board of Elections about what to move, we ultimately ended up having discussions about moving the entire Board of Elections, everything over there. I think there's a lot of economies that come with that, but it is a little bit of a tight fit. And so we did some preliminary design work with DLZ, which in many ways left us with additional questions to move this along on a timeline that allows a phased approach to get early voting for sure over there, equipment storage. We've had discussions with the land bank. We also, I asked Craig to reach out to somebody who specializes in retrofitting old warehouse space to office space. And so Hassenstraub came back as a recommended vendor. And so because the land bank owns that condo on that side of the facility, what we're asking for is permission to essentially provide a grant to the land bank to go into this design development mode. But our intention very much is to figure out a way to make it work to move the entire Board of Elections over to Talmadge Avenue. Yes.
The land bank only owns that portion, or do they own the whole building?
They own the job center side of the building. The county, still own the right side of the building where the Title Bureau and the Land Bank and Fiscal Services. As part of this, based on what we've already looked at, another part of this plan would be to move the building department out of Talmadge Avenue and over to what is the current early voting center on Grant Street. Chris Randalls has already toured it. I mean, it has counter space, it has parking, it's actually a better situation for the building department. And Chris was looking at design money to improve the job center space if they stayed there. I think this is a better fit for both entities. Yes. Yes, now we've had some discussion with some other county departments about the current headquarter building as well, and that ties into the safety building and the overcrowding that's going on at the safety building that you've heard. Yes. Yeah, one of the things we said to the Board of Elections, we have space. We're not interested in buying another building. So the ability to move these departments around and better utilize the space we have, I'm hopeful that this is all going to fall into place and work out better for everybody in the long run. Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah. Oh, just wait.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is just the beginning.
The first initial estimate we got on the Board of Election space was, let's just say it was triple what I had in mind so that's why we are now switching course and going to a different firm to get into a deeper design piece, because I would tell you costs for this construction stuff Brian Clark said the number in my head would have worked in 2000, so I'm getting old and costs have just skyrocketed on this stuff.
The money is utilized so we can build on this money and not have to do changes after what we,
Right.
the foundation's like.
Right.
Are there any questions from members of the committee?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Oh, go ahead, Beth. Sorry, I can't see you.
Thank you. So do you have any idea of a potential timeline for when we get settled on where everything would be for the Board of Elections?
Yeah, I mean, it really needs to occur by spring of next year, because we have to begin whatever construction work is necessary to get the early voting over there in the summertime before early voting starts next year. And ideally, we do that in a way where when we're dropping electrical and putting in improvements, that doesn't require us to come back later and tear it out and have to do something different with the full. So this is, and the board, as you know, is kind of on a fixed schedule. So we've got to work around their schedule. The Secretary of State is already also dictating additional security measures, and we've got to comply with all those security measures for next year. So yeah, this is one we've got to get moving, and we really need to stay on top of to make sure it flows properly.
Any other questions
you.
from committee members? Hold on one sec. Okay, go ahead, Gloria.
Are we shooting for the March 19th election, or are we
There's
shooting
no
for
way.
February?
There's no
fall
way.
first.
General.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Anybody else? Do I have a motion? I have a motion from Mr. DeVitas on 2023-329. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. And planning and economic development
you.
will come to a close at it's 4 o'clock, right? 4:39.
My mistake, I didn't change the
Okay, I was
clock.
like, am I having a stroke? Okay. Thank you.
I will call Public Safety Committee open at 4:39. We have one item on the agenda, 2023-330, resolution confirming the award of Board Control professional service contract with Community Support Services for 2 part-time peer support specialists and 1 full-time case manager. Refer and link Hope Mental Health Board participants to community resources and provide case management services from 10/1/23 through 9/30/24 in an amount not to exceed $119,406.49 for the Court of Common Pleas General Division, Adult Probation, and declaring an emergency.
Yes, hello, Heidi Day Hall, Summit County Court of Common Pleas. Good evening. This is Hope Court is an Ohio Supreme Court certified mental health docket that's operating within the Summit County Court of Common Pleas. The specialized docket serves adult felony offenders diagnosed with serious mental illnesses. 95% of those participants also are estimated to be suffering from substance use disorders. In 2021, Hope Court was awarded a grant from the Bureau of Justice Assistance, BJA, and written into that grant was a contract with Community Support Services to provide the professional services of 2 peer support participants and 1 case manager, clinical case manager. So this is, again, just a basic renewal of that contract. This is the 3rd year of that grant. Additional information about the 2 part-time peer support specialists, one's male, one's female. The full-time case manager, let's see. I've been speaking with them on another grant proposal. They're excellent, just reliable, efficient. I'm happy about how close they are in proximity to downtown and how easy they would be for participants. Just trying to put myself in a participant's shoes. It's a 5-minute drive, 17-minute walk. So I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone might have.
Any questions from the committee? Questions from members of council?
I'll move for approval, Madam Chair.
We have a motion from Councilman Schmidt. All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm going to call the Health and Human Service Committee to order at 4:42. 2023-331, an amended resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control professional service contracts with various providers for state fiscal year 2024, utilizing temporary assistance to needy families, benefit bridge and state general revenue funds from 10/1/23 through 9/30/24 in the total amount not to exceed $5,385,000 for the Executive Department of Job and Family Services and declaring an emergency. Thank you.
Hello, Jenny Dobbins, Spec Job and Family Services. We're asking to have this resolution changed to add $50,000 to one of the contracts, namely Open M. We have a peer mentoring contract we offered them. We also offered them another contract for employment services, renewing one that we had last year at $50,000. In negotiating both of these contracts, we discovered that they're anticipating some trouble with client engagement on the $50,000 one, which actually is more costly and serving only a few people. So we've decided to shift those funds to the peer mentoring contract, bringing them up to $225,000, rescinding the $50,000 contract. However, they have agreed to continue to serve the clients that they would serve under the $50,000 contract using their own funds. So any of our TANF eligible people would still be served under that. They only projected to serve 10 of ours for the $50,000. So the cost per participant was much higher in that one as well. Moving it over, the cost per participant, I believe, is $1,500 at the $225. And they'll serve more people, of course. And it allows them to focus all of their energy on that and our Benefit Bridge project. The peer mentoring program will work in tandem with all of our other Benefit Bridge providers and help all of them support. It'll support the work that the other providers are doing as well and try and help people be as successful as they possibly can with that. So, any questions?
Any questions from committee? Questions from council?
If I've missed like a recent report on kind of outcomes through this benefits bridge program, because it is a pretty big expenditure, like how success rates of the providers, kind of demographic breakdowns of the community, that kind of stuff.
How's it going? I don't have those numbers with me. I can get them. I can tell you they're limited. It's a pilot. The benefit bridge money has only been given to a few counties in the state. Summit County obviously is one of them, so we're just in our, believe, second 24 months of this. But we can get some of those, our latest figures to you. I can forward those to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
We'll do
Appreciate it.
that. Okay.
I'll move.
I have a motion from Ms. Walters. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Closing, we only had one item on, so we're closing Health and Human Service Committee at 4:45.
And we'll open up finance at 4:45. We have one item, 2023-332, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Julian and Grubb, Inc. for the preparation of the county's annual comprehensive financial report, ACFR, and schedule of expenditure, SEPA, for a 3-year period in an amount not to exceed $145,500 for the fiscal officer and declaring it an emergency.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. Christina Balliet from the Fiscal Office. We are requesting that you approve a professional service contract with Julian and Group to prepare our annual comprehensive financial report, ACFR, and the schedule of expenditures of federal awards, or CFA, for a 3-year period. We have worked with Julian and Group for the last 5 years to prepare the CFA and assist with the preparation of the ACFR. For 2023 and for future years, we would like to contract with Julian and Group to prepare the complete financial report, including the trial balances and financial statements, which is something that we have prepared in-house previously. They have extensive experience with preparing financial reports and audits of Ohio governments. The cost is $48,500 per year for a total cost of $145,500 for the 3-year period. By contracting with Julian and Grube for these services, this eliminates the need to hire an employee to prepare the ACFR, which we estimate the savings to be around $100,000 per year. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Committee questions? Council questions?
Thanks, John. So you're going to eliminate a position in the fiscal office?
We're limiting replacing a position.
Eliminate replacing a position?
Yes.
So will that would be reflected on the staffing ordinance when the time comes, I wonder?
That, I don't know, I haven't looked at their staffing. But yeah, they have an employee who's eligible to retire that I think they're contemplating not replacing.
And that's the person who's been doing the CAFR up to this point?
Yeah.
Who might that be, if you don't mind?
Tom Bortman.
Oh, he's going to, okay. All right. Well, he's been there a long time, hasn't he?
He has.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam.
Any other questions from council? Can I have a motion? Mr. Rogers moves on 2023-332. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
I'll close out finance at 4:48. We'll go ahead and open up the budget hearings. First up is domestic relations court, Judge Cook and Tom Walker. Thank you for coming.
Tom McLaughlin and Judge Katarina Cook on behalf of Domestic Relations. I'm going to be brief because we're within the proposed budget by the Executive's Office. We really plan on 2024 looking like 2023 with like cost of living and adjustments for other costs that we have. So if you guys have any questions, we're looking at we're on course to have about 5,200 cases, new cases this year, probably have the same next year. We're looking at adding to our educational programs to add high conflict parenting classes, and we're going to continue going out into the community with Justice Bus, where we take the court to other parts of the community. Other than that, that's it, unless you have any questions.
Council questions? Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
And next up is the county fiscal office, and it's Christina, who's just up here, okay?
Yes. Hi, thank you. Christina Balliet again. So we are looking at a overall budget request of just over $19.5 million, which is approximately $1.7 million or 8% lower than our request for 2023. Our largest operating funds are the general, the real estate assessment, and the delinquent tax assessment and collection funds. The total general fund budget request of just under 6.3 million is an increase of approximately 490,000 or 8% over our 2023 adjusted budget. This increase is due to the anticipated cost of living increases for salaries, along with increases in benefits and overall anticipated increase for costs for 2024. The budget request for our real estate assessment fund of $8,136,300 is approximately $150,000 or 2% over the 2023 adjusted budget, primarily due to increases for, again, cost of living adjustments and along with overtime for our Board of Revision, which is anticipating hearing approximately 6,000 complaints due to the triennial property value increases for tax year 23. The total budget request for the delinquent tax assessment and collection fund of $2,807,500 is $1.7 million less than the 2023 request and is due to having unspent 2023 appropriations available to roll over for 2024. These are the DTAC funds, are the only funds that we can roll over unspent appropriations. The budget for the remaining fiscal funds are for salaries and benefits and related costs for administering the various programs. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Hearing none. Mike, did you want to add anything? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
That concludes the public hearing at 4:54.
Hey, Mike.